What's up, you guys? Welcome back to BigTrainHawaii's YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be talking about a post that I have on my Instagram, and it was talking about my 3-rail scale trains. That post showcased some of the trains that I have recently converted to 3-rail scale, and I also asked if I should make a YouTube video. Some of my friends said yes, so here's today's video talking about my 3-rail scale trains. Three-rail scale, or 3RS, is another part of the 3-rail high-rail hobby that I'm getting into. 3-rail scale entails taking these O-gauge couplers that are available on all O-gauge products and replacing them with much more realistic O-scale 2-rail knuckle couplers, which give a much more realistic look to your O-gauge rolling stock and engines. I came upon 3-rail scale from watching a number of videos through the years, as well as watching Norm from Norm's Trains really embrace the 3-rail scale hobby. He is really an influence on me to try 3-rail scale. From an operational point of view, the O-scale couplers hold up a lot better than the O-gauge couplers. I've been known for running very long freight and passenger trains on my layout, and I've had trouble with the O-gauge couplers keeping my trains together. Switching to the O-scale Katy couplers kept my trains together, as well as improved the look to making them look like the prototypes. Going into 3-rail scale makes it interesting and fun for me, and also makes me feel like I'm a model railroader in the 3-rail high-rail hobby. Since going into 3-rail scale, it has also led me to going into 2-rail O-scale. Back in April, I attended the York Train Show, and I actually found two 2-rail O-scale Norfolk and Western brass hoppers. And I have to say, these brass hoppers have to be the most detailed, as well as probably the best looking prototypical freight cars that I have in my collection. Although these cars can run on my 3-rail high-rail track, there has been some difficulties running them through the switches. However, I have found out that there is a way to modify the switches in a certain way to make them run through the switches and not have them jump the track or derail. I'm probably going to try that on my next layout that I'm currently building at this time. The trains that you guys all see in this video have been recently converted to 3-rail scale, albeit you will see some trains of mine with the O-gauge coupler still, but I have built something that is called a transition car, which is a car that is equipped with both a O-gauge coupler and an O-scale coupler, so that way they can mate with cars of the various different types, from the 3-rail scale cars to the regular high-rail pieces of rolling stock that are not 3-rail scaled. At the time of this video's recording, I am currently working on all my rolling stock and engines and converting them all to 3-rail scale. Hopefully in a future post, you guys will all see the newly converted engines and rolling stock. With most of my rolling stock all 3-rail scaled, I needed engines to be 3-rail scaled. Probably the easiest engine to convert to 3-rail scale was my Lionel Vision Line Class A number 1238. The 1238 came with a little Katy box that was from the manufacturer. You use that little box to replace the O-gauge coupler and to mount up your O-scale coupler. The conversion was fairly straightforward, and it was definitely the simplest one to take on. And as far as my other engines, I know I will be making custom Katy mounts for them in the future. The second engine to receive the O-scale coupler was my Lionel Pennsylvania J1A 210-4. The J1A was originally produced in 2001, and at the time, Lionel was not concerned with making O-scale coupler mounts for their earlier models. So I had to fabricate my own custom KD mount for the J1A, and it turned out pretty cool, and it really works very well for the J1A. The O-scale coupler looks a lot better on the tender. So far with my 1238 and my J1A converted to 3-rail scale to pull my 3-rail scale rolling stock, all my other engines, including my diesels, will be 3-rail scaled. For the diesels themselves, they'll be fixed piloted as well. That's another thing that I'll be getting into. I may do a video on how to do that in the future. But in the meantime, I'll be working on some more KD conversions and converting the rest of my collection to 3-rail scale. So be sure to look out for those in the future. To conclude today's video, I'll be running my 3-rail scale trains around the layout, as well as my other trains pulling the 3-rail scale cars. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please hit that like button, leave a comment down below. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to see more content from me coming out. I'm also on Instagram. If you guys want to check me out over there, it's at BigTrainHawaii, where there'll be more progress of my 3-rail scale endeavor. But anyways, I'll be signing out now. You guys have a good one, a good day, and I'll see you later.